Good afternoon, students. So yesterday we have seen about the resource planning in India and also some of those areas or regions which are economically backward, but they have the natural resources in plenty, and some areas which do not have but they are economically developed. So now today we are going to see what are the uses, that is, how is land put to use. So land is a natural resource with utmost use or importance. So various activities that take place in the land are, it supports a very good natural vegetation, supports wildlife, supports human beings, then development of roads, transport, communication systems, educational facilities, industries. All these all these development take place in the land. So how are the land resources used? In what all ways? You have the forests, it is used for, it's a natural vegetation. There are two types of land that are not available for cultivation. One is the wasteland and the other one is the fallow land. What do you mean by wasteland? Wasteland is that part of the agricultural land which has not been cultivated or which is left uncultivated for more than 5 agricultural years. I repeat, wasteland is that part of the land which is left uncultivated for more than 5 agricultural years. On the other side, you have fallow land, which has not been cultivated or cultivated for more than 1 agricultural year. So we come to understand what are the types of land which can be put to use and which cannot. Here when I say can be put to use with regard to agriculture. So how do you determine the use of land? How do you say that this land is suitable, it is cultivable, it is not cultivable, it can be used for any purpose? How do you analyze? So it is analyzed by few factors such as topography. Topography is nothing but the nature of the land, whether it is a hill, whether it is a mountainous region, whether it is a plateau, plain, desert, etc. Then comes the climate, whether it will suit the land for cultivation. The third one is the soil type. Which type of soil is present, which type of soil is available and what can be cultivated in such types of soil. Apart from this, land can be put to use only if there are a very good human resource, technological capability and culture and traditions. So the development of a land or a land is put to use not only with regard to the topography, with regard to climate, soil types, but human factors like population density. What is the meaning of population density? Number of persons living per square kilometer. So all these are determined by, all these determine the use of land. Already you know in 9th we have learned what is the total area of India. The total area, that is land area of India, is 3.28 million square kilometers. Now we will be talking about land degradation, conservation of resources tomorrow. I think yesterday we saw what is sustainable development, which says sustainable development is the sustainable economic development means using the resources in the most judicious way and preserving the resources for future generations. So with regard to this sustainable development, a summit was held at Rio de Janeiro in the year 1992, where more than 100 heads of the nation attended this conference. Apart from this, they signed a declaration called Agenda 21. They had certain points. It was signed at UNCD, United Nations Conference on Environment and Development. So, declaration is nothing together they decide. It was signed in 1992 by the world leaders, and this declaration, the conference took place at Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. Here, the most important issues that came into as a part of their agenda was to combat environmental degradation, to fight against the degradation of environment. Then you have poverty, then you have disease, all these things, how to control it, became a part of the agenda in the meeting that took place in the year 1992, where a declaration was signed called as the United Nations Declaration. Now, let us see, we have seen land resources, what are the different types of ways land can be put into use. We have seen the utilization, wasteland, fallow land. Then you have also seen about what you call as the land use pattern. What all factors favor the land which can be put into use. So there are several factors which favor the activities in the land, activities on the land. We have seen those factors also. Now we are going to see the other part, that is land degradation, conservation of resources. This I will be taking it as in continuation. That's the last part of the chapter. So I would like to add certain things that maybe tomorrow or day after. Now we are going to see soil as a resource. Soil is the most important renewable natural resource. You know, you have learnt in 8th formation of soil, where it takes place either through land degradation, that is either through erosion or accumulation, and the soil is formed. I have told you when you were in 8th standard, for 1 centimeter of soil to be formed, it takes 165 years. So soil is so precious. It is not that every day soil is forming. It's a course of 165 years, and that will take place only when the environment is not damaged. So let us see what are the different types of soil that support living organisms. First of all, soil is a living system. Why do you call soil as a living system? Because all, whether be it plants, be it animals, be it birds, human beings, all of us live on the land. So it is called a living system. And what are the factors that favor the formation of soil? Again, this you have learnt in 8th standard, parent rock, nature of the parent rock. So same thing, relief. If it is a mountain, what happens? During heavy rainfall, or when there is a, what you call as, yes, heavy rainfall, there is a landslide and boulders of rocks fall down the mountains or hills. They break into pieces. From there the river carries it. It is to the sea, and then what happens? That is, it is not to the sea, it is taken to the coast of the river, and slowly from there, we have learnt in 8th standard, again wind, all these action, wind action, water action, everything, it pushes these pieces of rocks to some other place. Slowly, this process keeps repeating and soil is formed. So it takes 165 years for the formation of 1 centimeter of soil. So today we are going to see on what basis, that is factors responsible for soil formation. We have seen nature of the rock, if it is slopy, rolling of the big boulders is faster. Waterfall, it comes in full speed, these pebbles, stones, rocks, it comes faster, and after it is broken, it is deposited and it gets accumulated in the form of soil. So now we are going to see how do you find the nature of it, that is factors responsible for soil formation, we have seen. Then how do you identify the color, the thickness, texture, that is whether it is grey, whether there are gravels, whether it is so too soft or moderate. Then you have the texture, as I told you. Then age, a parent rock, age of the parent rock. Then chemical and physical properties. Now first we will see alluvial soil. It's the most widely spread soil covering the entire northern plains. So almost the entire northern plains, and these have been deposited by the rivers, the 3 river systems we have learned in 10th standard, I mean 9th, Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra. All the 3 rivers, it has been deposited by these rivers, which they were carrying it for quite some time, and it was deposited where? In Rajasthan and Gujarat. Let us say it was deposited on the coastal areas. So it is mostly found in the northern plains, eastern coastal plains which is sandwiched, that is it is sandwiched between the Western Ghats and the state. So alluvial soil is found in the eastern coastal plain near on the seashore of Bay of Bengal, deltas of river Mahanadi, Godavari and Krishna. Now you have learnt in 9th, there are 2 types of alluvial soil, the Khadar and the Bangar. Khadar is the older soil, Khadar is a newer soil and Bangar is a older alluvial. Both are alluvial. Now let us go to the next, that is black soil. These are found they are black in color and they are also known as ragur soil or cotton soil. This black soil is called as black soil because it is black in color and is very ideal for the cultivation of cotton. Coming on to the areas where you find this soil, it is found in Madhya Pradesh, Malwa, Chhattisgarh and the valleys of river Ganga and Krishna. Next comes red and yellow soil. Red soil is found, it develops on crystalline igneous rocks. You have different types of rock, metamorphic rock, igneous rock, sedimentary rock. Like this you have different types of rock. So this particular what you call as red soil. It develops on the crystalline igneous rocks. It is found in Odisha. You know where is Odisha? Eastern part, southeast. Then you have it in Chhattisgarh, southern part of the Middle East, etc. Why is it called yellow soil? It is called yellow soil because it is either red or yellow. When it appears red because of the diffusion of iron, it looks yellow when it occurs in a hydrated form, when there is more of water content. Coming on to the laterite soil, it is derived from the Latin word later, which means brick. They are found in the areas of Western Ghats, Maharashtra, Odisha, some parts of West Bengal and Northeast regions. Coming on to arid soil. Arid soil is like sandy soil, sandy in texture, and in some areas, you know what they do? The salt content of this water is too high, or the soil is too high, that it is so what happens, since the salt content is very high, you can extract cotton, in some areas the salt content is very high, and so what happens, rate of evaporation is also high. The moisture content of this black soil, arid soil is very less. Then you have the last type of soil, forest soil. These soils are found in the hilly and mountainous areas. Forest soil, they are found in the hilly and mountainous rest areas. Here they have sufficient rainforest also available. I think we have covered the second part of the lesson, or quantum, for today's class, and day after tomorrow I'll be completing the lesson. It will deal with measures that is land degradation causes, water soil conservation, how can it be conserved, and I'll correlate this chapter with the present situation. So I think we can call this class, we can call it a day, and I wish all of you a happy Vishu and a happy Tamil New Year. Thank you, children. See you tomorrow. Bye.